Okay, states first. We do states. Nerb, you are going to rank all
States
50 states of the
first.
United States Union in alphabetical order.
All 50 of the United States of... Yeah, I have them all pulled. They are in alphabetical order. I do
Do
not
you have,
recognize all of the flags, but we'll
do
see how
you
we go.
do you have the Wikipedia
We'll see.
page
We'll see how...
to like? Because you're gonna need to
I do
know a
not have the
couple of these
Wikipedia
because
page.
most of the states are kind of the same.
Yeah, Leo Trotsky by a guy from over 200 years ago. That's absolutely what I wanted. Thank you. All right. All right. First up on the docket.
That's that's actually not
That's
alphabetical order. That's
Arizona, is it
Arizona.
not?
Why is Arizona first on this?
Yeah.
Whatever.
But then it looks like, Alabama, Arkansas, Alaska, California. That seems to be in order. It seems to have some variety of order.
They forgot Bolivia.
Arizona. They forgot Bolivia. The realist Americans. No, I counted. There are 50 here.
Hmm.
No, I like Arizona. Arizona's a cool state. Um,
No, it's not.
a
It's
lot
the
of
hottest
Fallout
in the
New Vegas
union,
takes place
dumbass.
there. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna put Arizona in like a solid B tier. It doesn't have anything like against it.
And the flag's beautiful.
I don't like. There's nothing really going. The flag is amazing. I love the Arizona flag. There's a reason why Gray ranked it so high.
I think Hugbees did too. They both have
Granted,
good
that one
taste.
is yeah,
I just
because
googled
it's a
U.S.
nice
states
flag.
in alphabetical order, and it started with California. Even they forgot Bolivia.
Yes, the letter C. Even they forgot Bolivia.
All right, Alabama.
Okay, Alabama. As a general rule, I want to rank Alabama low. Alabama is just kind of that state that when I think of it, you just think of, inbreeding and
See,
slavery.
the inbreeding thing, the
However,
inbreeding thing is a myth. The slavery thing is not.
and it does still try and keep that. And it also looks like the English flag, but all they're trying to do is hide the fact that they were a Confederate state. However, Alabama has one important thing going for it, and it's the Leonard Skinner song.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to put Alabama in B tier as well.
Oh my
Probably,
god!
probably below Arizona. I know, right?
Holy shit!
Arkansas. I actually like. What the fuck is in What the fuck is in Arkansas?
Okay, here's a funny thing. So there's a state called Arkansas, and there's a state
Hmm?
called Kansas. Obviously spelled very similarly, so
Yes, but
it
it's
confuses
pronounced.
some people. Which one do you think
It's pronounced.
Kansas? Which one do you think
Actually, why
Kansas
is
City is in?
Kansas City is in Arkansas, isn't it?
No, it's in Missouri.
What?
Yeah,
What? You can just drop that on me. What the fuck?
Kansas City, Missouri. It's one of the biggest cities in Missouri from my memory.
What the fuck does Arkansas have? I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now. Oh, there you go, Walmart.
Yeah. It's the only state with
It's
Walmart in it.
Walmart. It's where Walmart. Is that what it's the base of the Walmart Corporation. So presumably that means like Walmart started. So it's the source of Walmart. I don't know. I mean, it has Walmart. I'll put it in C tier.
Is
It's kind
that
of
all you're
unimpressive.
finding?
Like it's literally just Walmart. Um, it was in the Civil War. Yeah, everyone was in the Civil War. Yeah, there's like nothing going on in. There is nothing in Arkansas.
I know nothing about Arkansas.
I'm putting it in C tier. It's just like has nothing going for it. Like at least like Arizona and Alabama have like something I can say about it. Like Arizona is beautiful and Alabama is the song, but Arkansas has nothing. Alaska is going to be the first S tier.
Really? Is
I
it just
love
because it's a
Alaska.
is it just
Yes,
because it's a glorified Canadian province?
Alaska I think is beautiful. First, look at that flag. God, that flag is so nice. It has a beautiful shade of blue. Two, Alaska's just pretty.
Yeah, because it's a
Like,
glorified Canadian province.
exactly. It's pretty. It's nice. It's beautiful. It just has cool wildlife, national parks. It's just some cool stuff in Alaska. It's like a place if I
Counter
could pick a U.S. state to live in, it'd probably be Alaska.
Counterpoint: they don't have sunset.
That's fine.
You don't get to see the
Who
sun
needs
go down.
sun?
Or
Why can't
more accurately, it just never stops. It never fully goes down, I should
the
say.
sun never sets on the Alaskan Empire? Hey, you know what? It's awfully convenient that we had Alaska as the first S tier because we're putting California in the F tier. Fuck California. All the homies hate California.
California is like the most mixed state in the union because they have a lot of the most based policies, but they fuck up almost everything.
I had to see a bolt action Glock come out of California. I am not interested in that state. F tier immediately.
Gonna
Okay,
give any
but like
more details?
in actuality, it's California isn't that bad of a state. It's one of those states where it's just like it has some cool stuff in it. Like it has some really nice cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, especially San Francisco. I'd love to go to San Francisco someday.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of history. Um, but it's California. The people there suck. Like what? Who? I put it in low beats here, like behind Alabama, simply because um simply because California was based and they copied the new California Republic from Fallout New Vegas and made their flag that.
Wait one sec. Where did you put it? I'm trying to adjust
And put
audio levels.
bottom of B tier.
Bottom of B tier.
Yeah. Next up is
La 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 la.
That's Connecticut, right?
Um, if this is in line, if this was in line, it would be Colorado, but Colorado's the big
That's
C.
not
That's
Colorado.
Connecticut. Okay, I guess we're doing Connecticut next. For
The
some fucking
fuck's in
reason.
Connecticut? What the fuck's in Connecticut?
It's really small. That's something about it.
I know 13 colonies.
I think we made a joke about Connecticut in our podcast about how Connecticut has exactly 2 citizens.
The governor and the treasurer, and the governor plays crosscode in Nintendo 3DS. I remember
You
that.
get it.
Uh, I'm literally not seeing anything of any interest. Oh no, wait, never mind. The first practical helicopter flew in Connecticut. The first, the an untethered flight of the first practical helicopter.
Helicopters are cooler than Walmart, so I say it at least goes above Arkansas.
Yeah, I'll put it above Arkansas. I'll put this one. That one will also be low B tier, just because
Low
helicopters.
B tier or
No, I'll put it high C tier. High C tier. Put it above Arkansas.
okay? Because I was gonna say, does it get to go up with
Oh
Lone Star State? Because I mean, look at that flag. Colorado.
yeah,
Colorado has Boulder.
Colorado.
Boulder sure is a city that exists. It's
Yeah,
also
Boulder.
it's also got Denver, the Denver International Airport, home of Lucifer the horse.
Uh, when I think of Colorado, I don't know why I think of Colorado, but I'm sure there's probably a reason for it. Is I think of mountains. I think Colorado would be another state that would be
Colorado,
fun to visit for the
some of
wilderness.
Colorado is really flat, and the rest of it is
Yeah,
extremely mountainous.
yeah, I do love a good mountain.
It's the Rockies.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, all mountains are rocky, idiot. It came free with your being a
I'll
fucking
bite. I'll
geological
bite you. I'm
landform.
biting you. Biting you.
Oh fuck! It came free with your
Okay.
fucking being a
So
geological landform.
does landscape alone get to put Colorado up there when there are
I'll put
other states that have
Colorado.
mountains and basically everywhere in the U.S. has a really cool environment?
Yeah, but Colorado. When I think of Colorado, I especially think of mountains. I especially think of, and I also always think of the fucking I'm a giraffe vine. Everyone say Colorado, and
So where do we put
then the guys
Colorado?
keep like screaming, I'm a giraffe. I'll put it in A tier. I like Colorado.
Okay.
Also, when I think of Colorado, I don't think of anything bad. Delaware.
The first state, and that's all they've got going for them.
Yeah, they're the original one. Ooh. Like, Delaware is just another empty fucking
It's
state.
really small, and all it has going for it is that it was the first state ratified in the Constitution.
It's just boring. I'll put this one in like C tier. I'll put it above Arkansas. We'll put it below Connecticut. No, I'll put it above. Yeah, I'll put it below Connecticut. That's like the baseline.
All right,
Delaware is like the bottom line.
Florida.
This one. Oh God, Florida. Florida is one of those ones. It's certainly one of the states of all time.
Florida man. It
There's
has the
Florida, man. There's Disneyland,
Yeah, it has Disneyland.
and
It has Universal
there's,
Studios. It has the Keys. The
there's
Keys are really
Gators.
cool. It's got a reef,
There's Gate.
I think.
There's Gators.
It does have gators. It's got a really cool environment, but so does every state in the fucking union.
Every state in the fucking union, and
The
I don't care
entirety of
about.
North America is just gorgeous, so it's not really.
I don't care about theme parks. What your state is known for is crazy people, like crazy meth heads and theme parks.
Yeah, and old people.
I don't know.
It has the
And
Keys. It
old
has old
people.
people. It has gators.
I feel like Florida is just like has too many extremes. I'm gonna put it like right below Delaware.
Really?
Like not that it's a bad,
Florida,
not like
Florida
it's
doesn't get a D or F. If Florida doesn't get a D or an F, I can only think of one other state that's going to rank that low. If Florida's
yeah,
not
no,
enough for
Florida
you,
just kind of
if
has.
Florida gets better than Arkansas,
No, you know what? I will put it in D tier. I'll smack that bitch in D tier. You're right. You convinced me.
yeah, I know. Where is he? Where is he? Is this? Oh yeah, yeah. I see the state that's gonna go in F tier. I know exactly which one it is, and you might not know what it is yet, but you'll figure it out.
I'm looking at the flag. Is that Mississippi?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the flag of Mississippi,
Yeah.
and no, not yeah.
The one
Here
with the
actually,
the one with the
I just
Confederate
realized
flag in it. Yes.
Mississippi actually this tier list actually uses the old flag from Mississippi and not the new one.
Mm-hmm. But the old flag represents Mississippi better. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. We'll get there when we get there.
Georgia.
Georgia. Isn't this in? Isn't this in? This is in. This is an American states tier list. Why is Georgia here?
Funny.
What the fuck's in Georgia? I'm literally just have to check the wiki.
Stalin was the
Again.
U.S. wiki.
The wiki. The U.S. wiki.
I mean, Stalin was born in Georgia, the other Georgia, but still Georgia.
True. Let's just rank Georgias in the country. Like, what the fuck is going on in Georgia?
It's really
it's ratified the
racist.
Constitution for. It's really. Oh.
It's really racist.
Ooh. Holy shit! The Blue Ridge Mountains from the hit song "Country Roads Take Me Home." The 100th anniversary of the modern Olympic Games took place there. So I don't know. The racism sold me. It's going up. It's going below Florida.
Okay. First time it's ever been below Florida. It's directly above Florida on the map.
Yes, I know. I'm looking at the map right now.
Hawaii. This is also using the old
Hawaii.
flag.
This is also. Oh yeah.
This is the flag of.
Hawaii flag
This is Hawaii's flag as a nation, which it kept for a while as a state before getting replaced.
No, Wikipedia still has it as the exact same flag.
Is it? Really?
Yes, I don't think they've changed it.
Never mind then. I'm just an idiot.
First things first. Hawaii's flag. Let's also mutually agree. Hawaii's flag's fucking hideous.
It's bad.
It is.
It has the
like,
former
the
British
other
colony
flag,
having the Union
the
Jack.
Canadian provinces.
Which, like, the Union Jack
like
is... the Union Jack looks great, but putting it on another flag is just a recipe for the flag to look lame.
Exactly. Mississippi. It's not the Confederate. It's the Confederate flag, but it's a similar idea.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put flags on flags. Hawaii is a state. everyone knows what comes to mind when you think of Hawaii. You think it's the beach state, the state with volcanoes, the state everyone goes on vacation to because it's hot and there's
It's got cool
surfing and
culture.
volcano trails and it's got cool culture and everyone claims that they know how to speak Hawaiian and because they watch Lilo and Stitch, which is one of the movies of all time.
Lilo and Stitch
It's
is
one of
pretty
my
good.
favorites. I like that movie. It's except the problem is
Lilo and Stitch showed more respect for Hawaiian culture than America did.
the problem with Hawaii is it is the tourist state. It is built for tourism.
It has been
So the place
stripped of
fucking
anything
sucks.
unique and been turned into pure tourist attraction.
Exactly. It's just people with fanny packs
There
and
are
bright clothing.
there are more like white folks living in Hawaii than actual Hawaiians.
Actual native Hawaiians.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Hawaii. I'm gonna put Hawaii in C tier below Arkansas. Like if Hawaii was Hawaii, it would be
If it,
so much cooler.
if
But it's
Hawaii
so
wasn't if
commercialized.
Hawaii wasn't co-opted to be a US state, it would be great.
What? No, they had to commercialize it and fill it with
Same thing with the US
white
territories cuz
people.
the US territories got all the same treatment as Hawaii without the
Yeah,
benefit of being a state.
like the Virgin Islands
Guam,
and
Virgin Islands,
Guam.
Puerto Rico, Marianas Islands, and American Samoa. Those are the five.
Holy shit, they have an entire island dedicated to marinara?
Oh yeah, it's so great. Nothing lives in the Marianas Trench. Iowa.
There is no war in Bossing Say.
Iowa.
Iowa. What
Still out of
is
order.
Iowa? Yeah, what the fuck is Iowa? Tell me about Iowa. Oh. Uh-oh. I hear that.
Shh,
All that talk about the Bible?
shush.
Iowa.
God, soon we're gonna run out of flags I can even recognize. Most of these I'm just going off of general
Right.
order and like them having the name on them. But like
What
soon
the
we're gonna
fuck
run out
is
of those.
in Iowa? What the fuck is in Iowa?
It's just a
I'm looking
really
at Iowa.
standard Midwestern state. I've
Yeah,
lived in the
oh,
Midwest my
going,
whole life, and all that I can really say about it is that uh
it's
it's
one of
very
them.
very suburban. It's the Midwest is all suburbia and
Ugh,
farms. That's all we've got. We've got a couple big
ugh.
cities, but nothing that interesting outside of Chicago and maybe Indianapolis.
That's going below Delaware. We're getting some kind of bell curve. Huh, it's almost as if that's how bell curves work.
All right. Which state is this? Is this Idaho?
Uh, yeah, I think that, yeah, it's Idaho. The only thing I know about Idaho is it's the
Potato.
state with all the fucking potatoes.
I know there's an Amazing World of Gumball character named Idaho, and he's a potato. So that's
Oh,
based.
I wonder why they got the reference. Just for that, I'm tempted to just knock it up a couple tiers. Put it above, you know what? Just to spite the Californians in the audience, put it above California.
Okay. I'll specifically send this to my ex so that he has to see his state get ranked below Idaho just because
Below,
Idaho has
below
potatoes.
the potatoes in it. Illinois. Illinois.
It's really racist
Country.
and sexist outside of Chicago. And then
And
Chicago
Chicago's just gang violence.
Chicago is gang violence and good pizza.
And the thing, it's not even the cool kind of gang violence. The old style of gang violence. It's like
Uh yeah,
it's
because
like the
old
modern kind of
old
gang
gang violence
violence.
was so much better.
Listen, all I'm saying is, I'd rather. Would you not rather
I'd
have
rather
like
be shot by a
Alabama
Tommy gun
style
than a
gang
9
violence?
mil. Yes.
Yeah, I'd rather have Tommy gun. I'd rather have Tommy gun gang violence than like Uzi gang violence. That's all I'm saying. See, like when you think of Idaho, Idaho, Illinois, you just think of Chicago.
hmm
But like Chicago's just known as that violent place that like you don't go.
I mean,
What's in
Chicago
Illinois?
Chicago does have The Bean by Anish Kapoor.
Oh fuck, the bean. Let's
You know
pour
The Bean.
Vanta Black on the bean. I
Let,
know the bean.
let's put
Let's
Blackest
pour
Black on The Bean, actually.
yeah, let's put Vanta Black on the bean.
No, Vanta Black is Anish Kapoor's one. We want to use the one that he's not allowed to look at.
Oh yeah.
That's called
Black
black is
is
black.
black on the bean. Let's just steal the bean.
All right. If we take the bean out, if we take the bean out of Chicago, does it go up to an A tier? Do we get
For
like if
fun.
we don't count the fact that Illinois also has just a bunch of random suburbs that are racist as hell, and we just count
Chicago
Chicago?
pizza. I think Chicago pizza is going to put Illinois just below California.
Okay.
It at least has that going for it.
All right.
Like, what the fuck is in Connecticut? I mean, actually, helicopters are kind of cool, but pizza's cool in like Chicago pizza's cool in helicopters. I'd say if we made an items tier list, a a things tier list, just rank everything in existence.
Chicago pizza is better than helicopters.
In fact, Chicago pizza is going to be like a couple. Is going to be like a
Probably
solid
save
like
more
A
lives,
tier.
frankly.
Helicopters like a low A tier. This is
That's
Indiana,
Indiana. That is my home state.
home state, but not the one you're in right now.
No, I'm in
You are
Ohio now.
currently you are currently in Plasma.
Okay. So Indiana.
I think you being there immediately knocks it up a peg.
Well, thank you, but I'm not there anymore, so it goes down again.
You
Once
being
again,
from there.
Indiana
Helicopters
is
aren't just in
like
Connecticut.
when I told you that the Midwest is all farms and suburbs and it's racist. Indiana is the worst among that. Indiana is by
Indiana,
far the most hateful.
Indiana
It is
is
by far the most
Indiana. Like,
backwards. By far the most hateful.
would you would you say that Indiana is what would happen if you boiled the concept of the Midwest in like down to its like constituent
Oh,
components?
100%.
Like if you made like Midwest jelly, it would just be in the fucking Indiana colors.
Indiana. Yeah. It's all corn, suburbs. It's got one or two big cities. It's got what, Fort Wayne, South Bend, Indianapolis. And then the rest of it is just corn and farms.
Corn farms and racism.
hmm
I honestly think I'm gonna put it in like very low C tier, like just below Hawaii.
Below Hawaii. At least we
Below
beat out
Hawaii.
Florida. Good job, Hoosiers. Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Is that
We're called Hoosiers. It's not Indianers or Indianians. It's Hoosiers. And
Hoosiers?
no one knows where the name came from. I've heard multiple different tales. The one Joe would always tell me was that Hoosier comes from a bar fight that happened with Irish immigrants to Indiana, where somebody punched someone else's ear off. Somebody picked up the ear and said, "Whose ear is this?" And then whose ear became Hoosier.
Mhm.
So
Kentucky. What's in Kentucky? Fried chicken. That's about it.
it's got KFC. It has the Okay, so I've been to Kentucky quite frequently for vacationing, of all things. It has the Mega Cavern.
Vacationing to the
It has Mega Cavern and Mammoth Caves. It's got a lot of caves, and they're all fucking badass, as you would assume, because caves are badass. I think I
caves are
sent you
badass.
photos when I went last time. I found there were like trilobites in the ceilings. I went to the Mega Cavern specifically. It's very cool. It's got
There were trilobites in the ceilings and dinosaurs in the walls. They're in the fucking walls.
there were. I mean, it's got Louisville. Louisville sure is interesting. I think.
What am I saying? I was gonna put Kentucky. I was gonna put Kentucky in D tier. Project Zomboid alone makes Kentucky like a solid like low B tier.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
and the
said
meat
Louisville,
rain.
and I was
Don't forget the
immediately
meat rain.
reminded the meat rain, Project Zomboid, fried chicken.
Let's not explain the meat rain, so people have to like look that up or just be really
Yeah,
confused as to what we're talking about.
like the meat rain.
I
Yeah, the
think
meat rain.
I think there's a Hugbees video on it, so
Yeah, there. Yeah, I
yeah.
honestly am gonna put. I'm gonna spite the Californians again and put Kentucky above California.
Okay, just directly above it. You're above Idaho.
Put it. I'll put it above. I'll put it above. Honestly, I'm gonna put it above Alabama. I
Okay.
fucking love the. I just the concept of Kentucky is cool to me. It is entirely fueled
It's a
by
mix of
the
the Midwest and the South. It's got some people that have a bit of a yeehaw accent, which is nice. I like that accent. But it's not
it's the
quite the
fried
South.
it's the fried chicken. It's the Project Zomboid, and that's pretty much what sells it for me. It's
Mhm.
one of those states I think is cool because of arbitrary media. Kansas. What the fuck is in
It's
Kansas?
flat, and I lived
Nothing.
there for like a 6 month stretch. I lived in Manhattan, Kansas for a little while. And
Kansas is the epitome of evidence that the Earth is in fact a disc.
it's just kind of there. Kansas does not have
It's
Kansas
it,
City.
if Kansas if what is it? Isn't it like what is it? If Wyoming is a chunk error, then Kansas is just terrain that failed to generate properly, so it's just flat. Kansas is the U.S.'s super flat world. Like, is it like actually? I'm pretty sure like a beginning of like a Vsauce video, they did like a mathematical analysis to confirm that Kansas is in fact mathematically flatter than an average IHOP pancake.
It is. Oh my god, really?
Yes, actually, speaking of which, Kansas is statistically speaking flatter than a fucking bowling ball.
That's hilarious.
It is fucking stupid. I love it. So yeah, it's the U.S.'s super flat world. It's like what's where all those liminal pictures are from, where you just see into the horizon. If you ever been to the eye doctor with like the fucking hot air balloon on the horizon, that's Kansas. Fucking Kansas.
Where does it go though?
And I'm gonna put it right below Hawaii, because at least Hawaii's pretty to look at. Kansas is just nothing. Kansas, you have your render distance all the way up, but you're playing on a super flat world.
Alright, what's the fucking stork? What state is the stork?
That's Pelican, and that's Louisiana.
Okay. Louisiana has the Cajuns. That's cool.
It, it
It's
does
got the
have
bayou.
Cajuns.
It's got okra. It's got
Okram? Okram? Okram from Terraria? Is it in Louisiana?
Louisiana has what's the name of the fucking city? The
New Orleans.
New Orleans. That's the
Where
like big one.
the yeah, New Orleans, where there's yeah, they have there is a house in New Orleans. I don't. Is there anything bad that can really come to mind? Like, obviously, like Louisiana was
I
probably a
mean, it's got
Confederate state.
racism.
Just
It's got a lot of racism and homophobia because it's deep south. Frankly, that's it's gonna be the case with all the deep south states. But we also gave Alabama the benefit of the doubt because it gets a
yeah,
bad rap. But Louisiana,
we put Alabama in B tier based on Sweet Home Alabama. I think Louisiana can get a pass
Louisiana has
too.
insanely good food. They celebrate Mardi Gras. That's cool. It's got the Cajuns.
It's got
It's got the
Bayou.
bayou. It's got gators.
It's got
It's
gators,
got
which is
crawfish, crawdads.
crawdads and
Um,
other crustaceans. I just
and it also the
we,
entirety of the vampire themed drama show True Blood takes place in Louisiana. That's cool. I think maybe
I don't know.
if you like
This is the first I've ever heard
vampires.
of it. If you're a fucking idiot who likes vampires,
I like vampires because I grew up on vampires. I suckled from a vampire's fang when I was young. It didn't make me one. It just made me like them.
it's like a you suckle for a vampire's fang. That's like their teeth.
Suckled from
They
a
take
teeth
it
of
in blood
stone.
and convert it into milk, into vampire milk.
Vampire. Can I have a, that's
Vampire
is that what diet blood is in
is
SpongeBob?
that that's what blood plasma is just vampire milk.
So where does Louisiana go?
Yeah, we kind of got off track, huh? I'm gonna put Louisiana. I'm gonna put it above Arkansas. I like Louisiana, like in theory.
Okay.
The concept of like Kentucky, the
It's still
concept of
below
Louisiana.
average, mind you, because Delaware is average.
No, you're right. I'm gonna put that. I'll put it at the top of C tier. I'm gonna put that bitch above Connecticut.
Okay.
I like the concept of Louisiana. Louisiana's cool.
What the fuck is the pine
There's
tree?
fuck
What's the pine tree on a blue
is that
background?
Maine? Oh, Maine. That's Maine.
I feel like we're
God,
skipping. No, we're not skipping forward. There's just a lot of states in the latter half of the alphabet.
I love the I another one of these states. I love the conceptual idea of it.
Lobsters.
Maine,
They love
lobsters,
lobsters. They love seafood in
moxie,
general.
moxie, um, lobsters.
Meatloaf's
I
lobster.
don't know.
Yeah,
Maple syrup.
yeah. Darkness imprisoning me.
It's restricting me all that I can. Absolute horror. I cannot. You can. You like post editing. Put the fucking like that video on like right now.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be great.
Meatloaf's lobster. All right,
Me if I was
I'm gonna read my fortune. I have two fortune cookies. I'm gonna read the first of them, and that'll give us a vibe for Maine. Don't repay a kindness, pass it on. Okay, that's like a life
Okay, what's my
moral.
fortune?
Maine is
What's my
like getting philosophical on us. How do we rank Maine? Off its lobsters
Maine,
and goodwill, apparently, according to that fortune.
I'm gonna put it above Alabama. I love the idea of Maine. I know that like 90% of like what I think of when I think of Maine comes from the Far Harbor DLC of Fallout 4, but like that is Maine, is it not? All of Maine is just covered in fog. There's fucking like maple street. They do maple syrup and they eat lobster and they drink moxie
Maine is
and
just like if Canada and America had a bit of a baby. It's Maine and
yeah,
Minnesota are like that.
Maine, Minnesota, and Alaska are like the half breeds.
Hmm. Okay, Maine is if Eastern Kansas had a baby. Minnesota is if like Saskatchewan had a baby with America, and then Alaska is USA and Yukon.
Alaska's the child that America has custody over. Anyway, Michigan. God fucking damn it.
Is that
The first thing that came
Michigan's
to mind when I
flag?
thought of Michigan was the fucking
The two
what's
deer
his
and the
name?
eagle? That's Michigan?
I I, I, I think that's Michigan. Am I stupid?
I don't know if I've
No,
ever
it's
seen the Michigan
no,
flag.
that's Michigan. No, it's Michigan.
Weird.
But the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Michigan is fucking Nikito Avocado saying Michigan and then busting out into tears. I
Michigan,
mean,
because I live or lived so close to the border of Michigan and Ohio, I have pretty decent knowledge of them from a one-on-one basis. Um,
when I think, yeah, when
Michigan
I think of,
has potholes. It has a lot of potholes. It's a shockingly like progressive and accepting area of the Midwest, and
it's
it
got
has the benefit of having like
got
a marketing
Detroit.
campaign whenever you go into the whenever you go into the state. There's a sign, at least from the area of Indiana that I went to, or went into it from. There's a sign that just says, "Go to," or it's Michigan, land of cops and donuts. Go to copsdonuts.com.
There was like a Canadian advertising campaign to try and get people to actually like go to Michigan as well. I
What?
remember that when I was like real little. I was like, yeah,
I mean,
go visit
it
Detroit, go
makes
visit
sense because
Michigan.
you were in like southern Ontario for most of your life, right?
I I am in yeah, I'm in Southern Ontario right now, so I'm like getting like ads on like during on TV back when like we actually used cable of hey, you should go visit Michigan alongside advertisements for Marineland.
You should go. You should visit Michigan, and I'll come up and meet you. I'll make a day out of it.
The,
We'll go to Detroit and get our porches stolen.
right, can't have shit in Detroit. True, we gotta account for that. You gotta account for that nobody in their largest city can have anything.
Hmm. It's communist. Nobody has property. Everyone just takes what they need.
What is the difference between communism and a fucking and a shithole
Detroit.
city like Detroit?
Weirdly enough,
real
Detroit.
communism has real communism hasn't been tried, liberal. Yeah, checkmate, idiot. Go to Detroit.
Detroit is like
Detroit
it's
is
the
like
only city I've
America's
ever been
Wild
in.
West.
It's the only city I've ever been in where I was like genuinely shocked by how nice the architecture was. Like it was really cool looking.
I Michigan has Detroit. I mean, cars. I guess Detroit's like Motor City. Detroit style like deep dish pizza. Fuck, that's good.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it just below Louisiana. It's slightly above average.
Okay,
What the fuck is this Air Force Roundel looking motherfucker? Oh, Minnesota.
that's Minnesota. That's
Hold on,
that's
hold on.
Saskatchewan of the U.S.
Yeah, the Saskatchewan of the U.S. Where's the soundboard? Oh no, wait, I don't have it. My mind immediately went to fucking Joe Biden saying Minnesota.
Soda. Places fucking hopes and dreams from Undertale.
It plays hopes and dreams for Undertale. Well, I
While
don't know.
he exclaims
I think,
excitedly about soda.
but soda.
Obama. I can't wait for the state Obama. When we get to Obama, you're gonna have a field day. So Minnesota,
Minnesota.
once again, it's Midwestern, but it's very
When I
progressive
think
as far as the
Minnesota,
Midwest goes.
I think like a diluted version of the Canadian stereotype.
It's pretty much
I
exactly
like
what it is, frankly.
I think of Minnesota. I think like pine forest, maple syrup, and
Yeah,
like pulp onion.
dude,
I
pine
don't
forests are so fucking pretty, but that's basically the entirety of the
know
northern U.S. and the entirety of Canada. So I can't really give it to Minnesota that hard.
exactly. It's just like yeah, wow, no shit that pine fucking point. Minnesota. Minnesota is a nice state. I do like Minnesota.
I
It
think it at
looks
least gets B tier because it's like it's
oh yeah,
nice to be
absolutely.
in.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it right below Alabama.
Below
It's just one of those.
Alabama.
Just below Alabama. It's like it's a nice state. It's one
Remember
of those states.
Colorado got an A tier just because it has mountains in it?
Well, yeah, because it's pretty mountains.
Okay.
And also the giraffe. This is hey, this is that one song. I am in Missouri.
Oh, this
What
is
the fuck is
Missouri.
in
This is
Missouri?
Missouri. Kansas City.
Hey, let's go. My brother's football team.
There's the Arch in St. Louis.
Right, St. Louis is in Missouri. Which who fucking cares? It's like the most. That's like the least memorable of all the national monuments.
It really is. It's so lame. It's just
Like,
if you've okay, I've been there. The Gateway Arch is just a giant metal arch. That's all it is. There's nothing more to it. It's just
I can
there.
build what I'm just waiting to wait till the day where some fucking baller decides to steal an airplane and fly it through that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, they get you get 10,000 points for that actually.
You get 10,000 points. You get 10,000 points and your pilot's license revoked. Joke's on you. Joke's on you, Federal Aviation Administration. I never had a pilot's license. So now I
Fuck the
owe the Federal
FAA.
Aviation Administration a pilot's license.
Fuck the FAA. They're almost as bad as the ATF.
The FAA won't let me have fun.
Yeah, like what's his name? That one hijacker, Sky King.
Sky King,
He just
Godspeed,
wanted to do
bro.
it, and he just felt like it.
He was bored.
He just wanted a plane.
Now, what do you think? Who do you think would be involved if you made a short-barreled airplane? It's just, like you just
A
walk up to the
sawed-off airplane.
a sawn-off airplane. Yeah, I put a brace on my on my airplane.
Now it counts as a rifle.
Sure, it does.
Short
Legally,
bolt
you can make it cost.
trebuchet.
All right, if you turn the engine around and stick a stock on that, is that considered a firearm?
Probably, actually.
You just stick like duck parts in there, shoot ducks at people. Getting off track, Missouri. What the
Canadian
fuck?
geese make a great bullet. It's you ever
The
heard of
Canadian
birdshot? That's birdshot.
goose shot.
Honk. Missouri.
I'm putting it right below Delaware. There's just nothing in Missouri.
It's just an arch.
There's an arch. Like there's
Okay.
arches everywhere. There's an arch into my bedroom. Why is my bedroom not a U.S. state?
So remember how when we did the president's tier list, I said
Uh,
I was eyeballing Andrew Jackson from the start. This is the one I was
yeah,
eyeballing from the start. Google.
fucking
Okay,
Mississippi.
you may not have a huge opinion on Mississippi outside of that flag. Google thank God for Mississippi.
Is that not on the flag? No,
What's
it's on God we thank. No, no,
no,
on
thank God for Mississippi. It is a saying about how bad Mississippi is. It makes every other state in the nation look better by comparison.
is in how to choose the United States, particularly the South, is generally used when discussing rankings of U.S. states. The U.S. state of Mississippi commonly ranks at or near the bottom of such rankings. Presidents of the states also ranking near the bottom might say, "Thank God for Mississippi." And the president of that state in 50th place spares them the shame of being ranked last. Examples include rankings of educational achievement, business opportunities, obesity rates, overall health, poverty rate, life expectancy, or other criteria of the quality of life or government. I'm not putting it in F tier, but I'm renaming F tier to thank God for Mississippi. I think he even spells it right.
M I
Did I
S
spell
S
it right?
I S S I P P I.
Yeah, I spelled it right. Let's go.
Mississippi gets last place yet again. and it makes everyone else look great by comparison.
Thank you, Mississippi, for your noble sacrifice.
Now, what's this one? It's like a page on a
Massachusetts.
blue shield.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
When I think Massachusetts, I think of Boston. And Boston, I like Boston. Boston is just one of those like if I had to visit, if I had to live in a major US city that wasn't Anchorage, I'd probably pick Boston for no particular reason.
It's got a lot of schools. It's got.
It's got a lot of
I think it
schools.
has a decent chunk of Ivy League schools, if not at least one.
It's
It's got
got,
MIT.
MIT.
It's got Boston something. Boston
It's got
Tech.
Salem. It's got Salem. It's got Boston Tea Party. It's got
It did have the
um,
Boston Tea Party. We should go bigger and turn the entire ocean into tea. That's step two.
step two is the entire world into tea.
Hmm. I don't like tea, by the way.
You can't stop me, Spider-Man. I've already turned the entire world into tea.
You're Spider-Man's new villain, and Hugby's gonna make a video about you, like the Penny Plunderer.
Nerf.
T-Man. That's all you have going for you.
The tea transformer.
Oh my god. You're literally just a guy in an Optimus Prime t-shirt wearing a tricorn hat.
You can't stop me, Spider-Man. God, that's a stupid accent. I put Mississippi directly below Kentucky. Not Mississippi, fucking Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Still not
I
even
don't think I
breaching
could
into
tell
A tier. What is it going to take for you to have another A tier after Colorado?
No,
Holy
we'll get
shit.
there. We'll get there.
All right. Montana.
Montana.
Second least dense state in the union by population, I think. They don't have an income tax, or they don't have a sales tax. That's cool. That's a cool thing.
Base.
I think they do have income tax. I think there's only one state without an income tax, and I don't remember which one that is. And I might even be wrong about that.
That's the state of liquid.
Yeah.
When I think of Montana, just think of the fucking
Liquid
state.
does, however, have a huge property tax, though. That's why Liquid is always moving all over the place.
No, I mean, what I've heard so far sounds good.
Nothing happens in Montana outside of that.
No, I'll put it like directly above. I'll put it directly above Connecticut. Like it's a state that has a couple redeeming qualities. It's above average. Anyway, you know how I said that there'd be something. That we'd get there when we get there, and you mentioned how it's going to take a while for another A tier. Maryland, for no particular reason other than the flag is base.
I hate that flag. I hate it so fucking much.
I hate it so much that I come back around to loving it.
I can't go that far. I just hate it.
I don't know what's in Maryland. I don't know anything about Maryland.
It's kind of like Massachusetts, really. Maryland has claim to like half of DC, I think. I mean, DC is technically in a territory. I mean, DC is a territory, the District of Columbia, but most people generally say DC is like it's in between Maryland and Virginia, so.
Yeah, I don't know jack shit about Maryland. I know the flag's funny. North Carolina.
Okay, that's A tier. Does it go above or below Colorado?
That is a question of all time. I'm going to put it below Colorado. Like, I cannot just say Maryland's flag is better than the entirety of Colorado.
Because that's a fucking lie. Colorado has the Denver International Airport.
It has Lucifer.
North Carolina.
What the fuck's in North Carolina?
The rest of Carolina. South Carolina has the other half.
What the fuck is North Carolina? There's nothing happening. Why am I not surprised? I'm not surprised there's nothing in North Carolina.
It's just a generic southern state, really.
I'm gonna put it directly below Delaware for just being so fucking boring. Sorry, the largest city is called Charlotte. These motherfuckers named a city Charlotte. North North Carolina, you do know that when you're naming a city, you don't typically name it. You don't typically look up top baby names 2023 and press enter and pick whatever comes up. You fucking numbskulls.
North Carolina did also attempt to ban pornography recently.
Sorry, based,
No,
based above
no,
Alabama, based,
no,
based, based,
it's not based.
based.
It's cringe.
North Dakota.
Now, North Dakota, it's famous for being the lamer of the two Dakotas.
I don't even know what the fuck. Again, I don't know anything about North Dakota. It's North
Nobody
Dakota.
does. It's just the second of the two Dakotas. It's the Dakota that
Well,
doesn't have Mount Rushmore in it.
we're gonna we're gonna put North Dakota just above North Carolina, just below North Carolina.
What fucking state is this? Nebraska? That's Nebraska.
Is that Nebraska? That is Nebraska. I don't know.
Nebraska, another generic Midwest state that has nothing going for it.
Wow, let's throw it. Let's throw it in the pile. We're gonna put it at the bottom because at least like the other two have an other
Bottom of
half.
C tier?
And it's gonna go like smack, just like smack dab behind North Dakota.
Behind North Dakota, okay.
What's this one?
I don't fucking
Is that New Hampshire? Yeah, it's New Hampshire. What the fuck's in New Hampshire?
I heard somewhere that it's like a really good state to retire, I think. It's New England, so it's got New England things in it.
And just another blue back piece of shit state with something interesting
Throw it in the pile.
in the pile.
Behind
I'm gonna
Nebraska.
put it
What's
yeah, right
this like
behind Nebraska.
beige state? What's beige?
Oh god, I almost just threw up in my mouth. This one's going. This one is only not going, and thank God for Mississippi team because fucking New Jersey.
Okay, beige is New Jersey.
Beige is New Jersey, and it's going directly above Florida. For
Okay.
no particular reason other than it's New Jersey.
Do you hate The Sopranos? Is that why?
I don't know anything about New Jersey other than everyone hates it, so we got to keep the meme going.
It's New Jersey is like the entirety of New York City, or it's the entirety of it is just like New York City but worse. It's like less interesting New York City. So it's like
Florida.
they claim they have the best pizza in the world, but it's just like worse New York pizza. They claim that they're like interesting, but they're just New York City but worse.
Holy shit! So wait, J. Michael has a state?
He lives in New Jersey?
No.
Oh. Oh, he claims he's like New York but worse. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
New Mexico.
New
Based
Mexico.
fucking flag.
It is a beautiful flag. It is a very, very nice
It really makes me
flag.
think about the desert. Like you can like that's desert vibes.
Like New Mexico has a like the flag of New Mexico you could see in like a fucking like a post-apocalyptic RPG that I'm not going to specify here. All right, fine, I'll say it. It looks like a flag that'd be on a Wastelands faction.
It it has
Has a film
Albuquerque.
history. Albuquerque from Breaking Bad.
I was going to say from Looney Tunes, but it is also from Breaking Bad.
Oh, there we go. Key facilities of the Manhattan Project based. You know, big bombs, very base. My majority minority state. Ooh, it is that's cool. It's also confluence of indigenous, Hispanic, and American influence, also evidence in their unique cuisine, music genre, and architectural styles. I think the flag, this state has a really nice has a fucking a beautiful flag, but unlike Maryland, it has actually something else going for it. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Actually, this is the new number two. This one, New Mexico's going right above Colorado.
All right.
Fucking love New Mexico.
What's this state that's mostly just pure blue? Is that New York?
That's not no New York's in the top corner. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's Nevada.
Nevada. Okay. Nevada is the state with the lowest amount of actual state land inside of it. It's mostly federal land.
When I think Nevada,
You think
I think Nevada.
Las Vegas.
There's only there's only one thing in Nevada, and that's
New
New Vegas.
Vegas, baby! Prim Slim! Welcome to the Vicky Advanced Casino, partner.
Partner. Oh, the Vicky game. That's I fucking love New Vegas. They literally just turned they literally turned the state from Fallout New Vegas into a real thing, complete with their own New Vegas.
It's old Vegas. Holy
They
shit.
created old Vegas. Okay,
Alright.
but in actuality, when I think of Nevada, I just think, oh yeah, wow, it's
He
where
has his
Las
big iron
Vegas
on his
is.
hip.
It's 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 Fallout New Vegas. It's got New Vegas. It's got Las Vegas.
It does have New Vegas in it. So where does Nevada go?
For New Vegas, I'll put it at the bottom of B tier.
Okay.
Hey, look, it's
No.
a city that everyone can actually comment on. By that, I mean they can only comment on the biggest city,
That's NY?
New York.
Okay. New York has
I
Albany. It's got Utica. And it's got
hell
NYC.
yeah,
It's got steamed hams. It does have steamed hams. Because of
it
Albany
does
and
have some
Utica.
dams.
But it's pretty much only
We
known
all
for the NYC. Because NYC is the city.
NYC is basically New York. Like New York and NYC are inseparable. So we're basically just ranking New York and the surrounding
When you
areas.
say the words New York, people usually are going to assume you're talking about the city.
You're talking about the city.
It is
Like
the
I went to
single
New
most
York. Yeah, you went
culturally
to the city.
varied city in the nation, as far as I'm aware.
New York
New
is
York City is so populous and so varied that it has sub cities. I mean, I know a lot of cities do, but when you, it's like the
they're
only,
like readily defined.
like when you talk about like East Chicago, nobody really cares. But when you say the Bronx, people who are not from the U.S. know what the Bronx is. People know what
Know.
Long Island is. People know what Manhattan is. And those aren't even fucking cities. Those are subsections of one city that is just that
Those
influential.
like yeah, fucking New. Like, but here's the thing. I'm gonna say it. New York is kind of overrated as a city, right?
Come
Like
on,
everyone
man.
all hypes up New York to be this like really really cool city, but
Come
like
on. It has the
it's been
fucking
it's
Liberty
been too.
Lurker.
It has, oh my god, you're right. I did not consider that.
Yeah.
The Liberty Lurker is in New York, but we can't really rank this. Then we'd be ranking everything based off everything, right? Like
I feel like the
we'd have
Liberty
to
Lurker is
rank.
enough to at least contribute to the ranking.
Liberty Lurker is very funny.
And NYC,
New
even if
York
it's
is
overrated, it's still like
one of
better than average.
yeah. It's not like a bad state by any means. I'll put it. I'll put it right above California.
Okay.
I'm also gonna move Nevada like right below New York,
Okay. Separating the
just as
two.
like
Separating
California.
the big hitters. The two states that people from anywhere around the world know about. Then
Okay,
the
next
only state
up.
with a non-rectangular flag and the current state that I reside in.
Oh my god, they turned the state
Skibbity!
from the toilet memes into a real thing.
First I got
I
your
hear
brother, and now I'm gonna riz you. Skibbity, my friend.
I'm gonna fucking if I hear one more person say down in Ohio, I'm gonna blow someone's head off.
And here's the thing about Ohio. It's just Indiana, but less extreme. It's just Indiana, but it's less bad. It's still
It's
not
in
great, but
Indiana.
it is a better state than Indiana. I'll have you know. So, long story short, is I came to Indiana to pick up a friend of mine
Indiana?
and take him. Well, I came to Ohio from Indiana to pick up a friend of mine and take him
Came to
to
Ohio
a
from Indiana?
yes Listen to me. I came to Ohio
Is
from
it?
Indiana to pick up a friend of mine and bring him to a hotel. I bring him
Mm-hmm.
from the hotel to an Airbnb, and then because I decide I'm going to move in with him, I need to go back home to Indiana and pick up my stuff. So he and I drive from Cleveland, Ohio, back to my home in Indiana. And as soon as we enter Indiana, we are hit with the most noxious, indescribable smell I have ever smelled, to the point where we almost vomited. And it stayed in the car for like 10 minutes. And you can get in contact with him and he can back me up on this. It was
You have a witness.
horrible. We were
You gotta
dying. Indiana
yeah,
has a smell to it, man.
bring the witness up to the stand.
And then when we came back, as soon as I crossed over into Ohio, I was going like 55, which was the speed limit. I was going 55 on a country road, and I passed over a railroad track, and the railroad track was elevated up over the ground. So I hit this ramp of a railroad track at 55 miles an hour and had a good like 2 seconds of airtime. It was very
Yeah,
cool and definitely great for my car's suspension. That was fantastic.
your car suspension must love that.
And if my mom ever sees this video, hi mom, that did in fact happen. Casanova hated it. But yeah, Ohio. It's just Indiana, but slightly better. So I think I should put it directly above Indiana, and then wait for your response about the flag, and we'll move it according to that.
Yeah, I agree. The Ohio's flag's nice. I do like Ohio's flag.
It's like it's interesting, but it's because it's the only one that looks like that. It feels like it's trying too hard to be unique.
Yeah.
It's
Oklahoma.
DeviantArt Core. It's DeviantArt Core. It's trying way too hard to be unique, but it gets some things right.
Oklahoma. I do actually again another one of those states that is to feel positive towards.
Oklahoma is Texas -1. It's Texas, both less Texas.
I'm gonna put Oklahoma at the bottom of B tier. Like I can't pin it, but Oklahoma just gives good vibes.
I kind of
I don't
understand
know
that.
why. Like I feel like Oklahoma is just full of you go to Oklahoma and it's just like that is like the home. That is the home that I ever had in the States.
Oregon. It's got Portland.
Uh,
It's
I,
where my
you,
it's where my
you
boyfriend is
died of
currently visiting.
you died of dysentery.
You did die of dysentery in the Oregon Trail.
Uh, other than Portland and like, oh yeah, the Oregon Trail, which
Gold
a lot
Rush.
of it was
That's
in
cool. Gold
Oregon.
Rush is nice, but Gold Rush is more associated with Yukon, which we'll get to in the provinces tier list.
Yeah,
Slash provinces and territories, because Yukon's not a province. Blah 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 blah.
I'm gonna put it. I think I'm gonna put it above. I'm gonna put it above Montana.
At
It
least
just doesn't
Montana.
have.
At least the Montana flag is clearly labeled, so I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
Which one's the?
Pennsylvania.
Okay, that's Pennsylvania with the horses punching the golden onion looking thing.
Yeah. What the fuck is in Pennsylvania other than it's a brick?
Pennsylvania has Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a really culturally rich city. There's Philly cheesesteaks. They've got that.
Philly cheesesteak is
Philly
real.
McCheesesteak. Subscribe to twitch.tv/Philly McCheesesteak. Go give him money.
Go use code NERB5 for 25% off at checkout for your first order from
Philly
for your
McCheesesteaks.
first order of
Live
for your
Twitch
first order
Cafe.
and don't forget to drop fuck the ATF in the chat.
Oh yeah.
If we were popular, he'd get me getting harassed right now.
Oh hell yeah, that would
Poor
be
guy.
fantastic. My cat is staring at the oven very intently. I don't know what about the oven has him interested, but he's like sniffing it and shit.
I think he wants to take a ride.
Crispy. Um. So
Buy a new
where
cat.
does Philadelphia the state go?
Philadelphia, the state. I'm gonna put it above. I'll put it above California. I don't think I can't think of anything bad to say about Pennsylvania.
It's like the border. It is the cutoff between Midwest and New England.
Rhode Island, the one that I
Okay.
guess exists
Rhode Island,
theoretically.
smallest state land area wise. It has a nice looking flag. I like the naval theming.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it looks, dude. It looks like the fucking logo that Long John Silver's would use in an alternate timeline.
come eat, come eat our hardtack. Come eat our hardtack
Mmm,
and jerky.
hardtack jerky.
If you see any
I don't know what the fuck.
cockroaches in the hardtack, don't worry about it. It adds flavor.
Weevils.
Yummy weevil. Protein. Fiber.
How much fiber's in a weevil? I can't say anything about Rhode Island.
How? Okay, I'm
What
gonna
the fuck?
Google how much fiber in a cockroach.
Like, what the fuck is in? Nothing is in. I cannot find anything of interest in relating to Rhode
A
Island.
cockroach. Cockroaches have about 78 grams of protein per 100 grams of cockroach. That's really good. That's
Mm-mm.
a lot of protein. You should be eating
I'm
cockroaches.
I'm gonna put it right below Pennsylvania.
Okay. So Rhode Island gets above Cali. That's cool. I
Yeah,
can't
fuck
disagree
Cali.
because nothing happens in Rhode Island. It's just got a nice flag and kind of a neat vibe.
South
South
Carolina. Hey,
Carolina.
hey,
Infamously
like this.
racist. Very
I
racist.
might actually be moving here.
I hope you don't.
I don't know.
Don't do it. Stay in Ontario.
Um, hopelessly racist,
It's got a neat flag, I
and
guess. That's the palm
it's got a
tree
neat
with
flag.
the
I'll put it at the
okay.
bottom of C because the flag does carry.
Absolute bottom of C.
Absolute bottom of C. Put it below. Put it below India.
India, in fact. South Dakota, it
South
has Mount
Dakota.
Rushmore, and that's all they're known for. Other than that, they're just the Southern Dakota.
So I guess we'll put them right above North Dakota because I guess they have something we can at least recall from memory. But like, who care? Like, I do not care about Mount Rushmore. Do you care about Mount Rushmore?
Not really. Mount
They
Rushmore is
should
fucked
remove
up.
all.
If you look up the history of Mount Rushmore, it is fucked up.
Yeah,
That was like a
they should.
sacred
They should,
mountain for the like local
they should.
tribes.
They should just remove all the ugly white dudes' faces on there.
It was fine as is, and once it was a sacred place. It was like a place of worship. And then they're just like, nah, we're just gonna put a bunch of settlers' faces on it, and also Teddy Roosevelt and FDR. I think. I don't remember all the faces on it. I know Teddy Roosevelt's on there. Anyway,
All I think
Tennessee.
I know Lincoln's on there. Lincoln's
Hey,
on there and
baby,
Washington's on there.
are you from
But I
Tennessee?
think
Because you're the only 10 I see.
when I think of Tennessee,
Nashville, Rock and
only
Roll Hall of Fame.
yeah, there's three things that come to mind. One, that fucking pickup line. Two, Elvis Presley. And three, Alvin York. You aren't laughing. Why aren't you laughing?
Because I
That was
don't know
funny.
what the fuck you're talking about.
In the draft of 1917, a man from Tennessee. Overseas in the trenches, he went from the land of the free.
Sabaton
No?
song, I would assume.
Have you never listened? Have you not listened to 80 Second All the Way? That one's a baller.
I've listened to 9 Sabaton songs.
Listen to all of them.
I should, but I haven't. I've only listened to 9 of their
Tennessee.
songs.
You know what? Elvis alone. Let's get up to the fact that Tennessee is that in Sabaton song, and Elvis Presley puts it above the NCR. Fuck the NCR.
Oh my god, you hate California.
I fucking hate California.
Alright.
Fuck the NCR.
Here's
The house
another one
level.
that's either going to go really high or really low. Texas. I
I
know
can
where
see
I
that
would put Texas
far
because
3,000 miles away. Calling me back home when I'm ventured far stray. When I see that beacon shining for me all alone, it calls me back to Texas and to home. Mm.
where do you put Texas? It's got
Where do I put?
racism. It's got a lot of racism. It's got a lot of
It's
um
got a lot of racism.
yeah, it's got a
Which
lot
is
of
not a
like
good.
racism, Christian nationalism, that whole thing.
It's got a lot of gun. It's got lot of
It
guns.
does have a lot of guns, but you can also get a lot of guns anywhere in the US in like less Excessive.
There's guns and then there's over. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of D tier. Texas fucking sucks though,
Fuck you,
unironically.
Texas.
Like we're thinking of it as
At
rationally.
least they do have
Like,
Texas.
yeah, you know,
They have Texas toast. So,
like the meme status of haha yeehaw partner. Everyone back to the
but
base.
you can get Yeehaw partner in Oklahoma.
You can also get yeehaw partner in Oklahoma and not be stupid. Also,
Also, it
why
had
the fuck
Uvalde. That sucked.
also Texas joined California in the stupid club of we were independent once and we're never gonna shut the fuck up about it.
They're really trying to make that happen again, especially recently. I told you about that. Tensions are rising
Yeah.
in Texas.
Texas, California, and fucking Quebec. We need to be independent for arbitrary reasons because if Quebec was never independent.
This is Utah, I think.
All right. Is this Utah? Yeah, I think this is the old flag of Utah because the new one has like the hut has the beehive on it.
Oh, this one still has the beehive, just less stylized.
Yeah, less stylized. Yeah, Utah.
It's got
What
it's
is
got
up?
Mormons. It's got a lot of Mormons. It's got Salt Lake
It's
City.
got Salt Lake City. It's got Mormons. I think it has the Grand Canyon, right? Grand Canyon National
I
Park.
don't think. I think is Grand Canyon
Let me
Wyoming.
just double check.
Grand Canyon's Wyoming.
Yes,
Utah just has polygamy.
it has the Mormons,
It
which
has
in Salt Lake
polygamy, but
City,
not the kind where people are consenting to it. The kind where people are kind of forced into it because
it's
Mormonism
got
is
it's got Mormons.
cringe.
Wait,
I'm gonna
wait a
say it.
minute.
LDS is kind of cringe.
LTS is kind of cringe. Hold on. I need to do a very important Google search on one specific person who was born. Okay, yep.
Oh yeah, Texas
Yeah,
had
I
Waco
knew
too.
it. Exactly. It has Waco. Wait, no, Waco is in
I
Texas.
said Texas had Waco. I just brought that up because it came to mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, oh,
We're gonna attribute that to Utah anyway. Utah gets D tier.
Utah gets D tier.
Collateral
You see,
damage.
Utah. When I think of Utah, Salt Lake City, sure, I mean, it's not bad. Grand Canyon, beautiful. I've never been, but all the images I've seen. But most importantly,
I
indirectly,
could swear Grand
indirectly
Canyon
blessing.
was in not Utah. I'm pretty sure it's in Wyoming.
Is it not in Utah? I swear it's
I'm
in
pretty sure it's in
Utah.
Wyoming.
I am looking it up now. Fuck you.
Yeah, do that, please.
Uh, Grand Canyon National Park in northern Arizona. So we're both wrong, but more importantly, you're wrong. Fuck you.
Okay, Utah.
I don't know. When I think of Utah, I don't know, when I think of Utah, I think of the Grand Canyon. But maybe, just maybe, there's two important people, thanks to the Mormons, that I need to think of. Those are Joshua Graham and John Moses Browning. Yeah, I'm a
One of
nerd. Shut
the
the fuck
one
up.
of those two is a gun person, I think, right?
John Moses Browning. We're gonna get into gun nerd. He's the guy who made the 1911 and the Browning machine gun, both of which are still in service despite being over 100 years old.
That's cool.
Yeah, really cool. I don't know. I think Utah's a very nice state.
Joshua
I'm gonna
Graham,
put it.
less. He's fictional, isn't he?
No, Joshua Graham's a real person. Check behind you.
Oh God. So where does polygamy the state go?
Polygamy of the state, because of just the natural beauty, the fact
Of
that Utah
polygamy?
just kind of has so many cool. No, of Utah, the physical land. Ugh. I'm gonna put it right below Arizona, which is funny because they're like right next to each other.
Wow. Okay, that's fucking ballsy with the polygamy.
Yeah, but they have. But yet
All right,
again,
Vermont. We're just moving on.
how many?
Vermont.
Yeah, what's
If you look at
Vermont?
Vermont and New Hampshire right next to each other, Vermont is New Hampshire flipped 180 degrees, and that's not a joke. Like the states, visually. It's really
Yeah,
funny.
they're 69ing.
They are, in fact, 69. Vermont is just the same as New Hampshire. It's pretty much identical.
Let's just put it next to New Hampshire. What's New Hampshire's flag look like again? Oh yeah, it's that one with the boat. Where the
Which
fuck did I
one?
put it? It's the one with the fucking boat.
Christ. Oh, I think I found it. Okay, I found New Hampshire.
I think I found it. God, why do all your fucking
Okay,
flags look
so
identical?
here's the question: which state gets better? Who's the top? Who's the top between Vermont and New Hampshire? Who's getting better
I'll
head?
put New Hampshire on top because I'm more likely to think of New Hampshire than think of Vermont.
Okay, Virginia, the state with that has boobs on the flag and a call to violence against this government on the flag.
Very base.
Very funny.
Also,
They
ironic,
were
a state
the
called Virginia is the one with tits on the flag.
Well, of course, that's how that worked. Virginia is
It has Appalachian
it
Mountains.
is Appalachian Mountains, but that was in a lot of the states that we've covered. Like, I
Yes.
mean, Georgia has great views of the mountains, and the Carolinas. But Virginia also is the home of what's the name? The what used to be the Confederate States of America.
I think we had a new D tier, bottom of D tier. Only not D tier because thank God we're a city. Yeah, we'll put it above Texas to piss the Texans off.
Okay, Washington. It's got
Washington
Seattle.
State.
It's very very pretty, but
Yeah.
that's because it's Pacific Northwest.
Hmm. Hmm.
The flag is
This
green.
flag
It's
is
the only
stupid.
green flag.
It's the only green flag, which would have been cool, except they put George Washington on it.
You just put clip art
Why
of
did you?
George Washington on their flag.
It's looking stupid. I don't know.
I
I'll
bet there's
put
a
it. I'll
Getty
put it
Images
like I'll put
copyright on that
Washington
flag.
State just because of like the beauty and because of Seattle. I'll put it like directly above Oklahoma.
Okay. Counterpoint. My boyfriend's friends just yesterday, while they were hanging out in Seattle, got robbed. They lost
What
$410.
happens? What happens in Washington State in Washington?
All
What the
right.
fuck is in Wisconsin?
Cheese.
Right, the cheese state.
Executive decision. Wisconsin goes in A tier directly below Maryland.
Yeah, I agree. Cheese
All
state.
right.
Hmm.
Wisconsin. This is West Virginia. West
I fucking
Virginia.
I was
Mountain
just about to start.
Mama.
I was just about to fucking start.
Take
You
me
ruined
home. Country roads. That song made me
home
cry.
in West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
Where do you put West
Need
Virginia?
shut the fuck up.
West
West
Vagina.
Virginia? West Virginia? Listen, I may be biased because of all the fun I had playing Fallout 76. But Godspeed, West Virginia, you're going in S tier. You were going right below Alaska. Is it
Now,
exclusively because of John Denver's country roads and because of Fallout 76?
now,
Yes. The time has come.
Wyoming.
Wyoming, the chunk error.
The state that
Also
does
an S
not
tier.
exist.
Also an S tier. Up on S tier above West Virginia. Wyoming's also based.
Why?
It's
Despite
got a fucking
Huggies?
bison. It's fucking bait, dude. Wyoming? Wyoming is fucking dope. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Is this your
Although
final
Huggies,
answer?
yes,
Bull
Wyoming
penis flag goes in S tier below Alaska
yes.
alongside West fucking Virginia.
Listen, West Virginia has country roads. Wyoming just makes me think of that fucking CGP Grey video. You know, when my time comes, I'm growing old. I want to move to the great flat to the great state, and I'll be right there, come hell or high water, with a shotgun in my lap. I'll raise your flag one final time. So I'll have to get it custom printed. Anyway, enough about that. Yeah, that's my official American states tier list. Now time for a really quick short one because we're going to also do Canadian provinces.
Let me delete this row and then I'll save the image of this tier list. And also
Let's do this.
give me a sec. Download image. Ah, save.
Ah,
All right. And now this time
let's
I'm ranking
Uh,
Canadian provinces now, so I need
yeah,
to I need to get Wikipedia open.
yeah. Crack open Wikipedia and we'll get started. Tell
Okay.
me when you're ready, because I'm ready.
You can't see it, but Quebec is already in the literal shit and scum of the earth tier, and I'm not moving it.
Yeah, respectable opinion.
All right.
So first up, Prince
Okay.
Edward Island,
That's
the,
the
the, the tiny little speck in the middle of fucking nowhere. It is like Rhode Island's somehow smaller cousin.
I know
Very much.
fucking
Honestly, when
nothing
people
about
the
PEI.
Maritimes just think of like Canadian Maine.
I mean, they are no, they're not bordering. They're not even bordering.
Yeah, it's an island.
Um, God, history. That's a pretty short history section, all things considered. Actually, no, it's pretty decent.
Prince Edward Island's like barely a fucking province.
Demographics. Hmm. Language. Yeah, I see. Mandarin is the third most spoken language after French. Hmm.
Hmm? I did not know that.
I know. Is there anything? Okay, you're gonna have to like teach me some of these because there's a lot of this shit that I just am not gonna be able to get from the fucking Wikipedia. What? Is there anything to note about PEI?
Barely.
Okay, does it? I
There's like nothing going on in PEI.
okay.
There
Bootleg.
is PEI. PEI is the Delaware of Canada.
It's bootleg. What next?
That would be Manitoba. It neighbors Ontario.
I can think of man.
Uh,
I've heard of Manitoba and I know what it is. That's important.
yeah, Manitoba. Um, hold on. Let me just make sure that I got it.
Very pretty because pretty
Is it?
much the entirety of
Yeah.
Canada is pretty.
Huh? Who would have thought that natural beauty is natural and beautiful?
Specifically, I mean, I'm biased, but I fucking love North American like landscapes and shit.
Yeah, when I think of Manitoba, I kind of just think it's like Ontario's smaller brother. It's got a lot of lakes. All of Canada just has a lot of lakes. It's kind of like the equivocal equivocal. That's not a word. Like the quintessential Canadian it's basically our province.
Oh.
Like the Air Force is pretty much just entirely based there. The Winnipeg's hockey team is the Jets, and their symbol's like a fighter plane.
So if I was to be like swarmed by zombies, if I were to say be living in Florida in a world where zombies are everywhere and Canada has mecha mounties, that would be the place to go. Would be Manitoba.
Well, I mean, all of Canada has mecha mounties, but that'd probably be the best place to go because it has the highest concentration of them.
Laser beam. That's where they grow on trees.
The Manitoban. So,
All
what do
right.
you think? Where's Manitoba?
Made some points. It's like eighth here.
Yeah, next up, this is the Northwest Territories.
Oh,
There's not much say in difference, but the
okay.
Northwest
I'm
Territories
putting the
is a
Northwest
territory.
Territories in bootleg above PEI just because it's not the most northwestern territory. That's the Yukon,
Yeah.
which is it that pisses me off because multiple times
Here's
in
another.
history, multiple times in our time knowing each other, I've had Nerb fill out state like blank state maps, and he's had me fill out blank province maps. And multiple times I have messed up and put the most northwest territory as being Northwest Territories. But that's incorrect. Yukon is in the
Not
far northwest.
Utah, Northwest, and
Northwest
then
is slightly east of that,
New
which pisses me
Brunswick.
off. All right, wait. I have another. Fortune cookie. Let's see what the fortune cookie says about New Brunswick.
Yeah, give us something.
Right. Character is the cornerstone of success. So it's saying to have an identity. Does New Brunswick have an identity of its own?
I'd say so. Yeah, it's very much like French in the way that Quebec is, but like in a not cringe way.
So
It even
without
has its
being
own like
full of itself,
variety. It even has like its own variety of French called like Acadian French.
which is what Cajun comes from.
Yeah, basically. It's got 7 regional accents. The Appalachians actually like go into New Brunswick.
That's interesting.
It is. I don't know. What do you think? There's not much to say about New Brunswick.
Kind of just there.
Yeah. Nunavut, another territory. Hey, you want snow and ice?
It's the biggest, right?
Yes. The
Because
largest
it's
island
mostly
in
just
the world
islands.
is the largest island in the world, unless you count Australia as is in Nunavut.
I mean, I would probably count the entirety of Asia, Europe, and Africa, which are all one landmass, the biggest island in the world.
Shut the fuck your mouth.
And then
What do you
second
think? I
would
don't
be
know. What
North
do you
and South
think?
America.
What do you think of Nunavut? What's
Um, Astrospiff, a YouTuber slash streamer that I watch a lot, he's Canadian, and he talked about how in school he had a school assignment where he would have to color in the entirety of Canada, and he remembered going through many, many, many crayons and colored pencils, coloring in every single line or every single little tiny fucking island on a map of
Nunavut?
Nunavut and all the water in between, and that it ruined him. So Nunavut, just for that, goes in bootleg between.
PEI and between PEI and Northwest.
God.
All right. Next up on the docket, that right there is the flag of Saskatchewan. You know, the Canadian bread basket.
It's it's just kind of the
It's the
it's the
Canadian
hick
equivalent of
state.
the Midwest.
It's the hick
Think
state.
of think of it like think of it like a less racist Midwest. Not racist Midwest, mind you, but less
It's like
racist.
the if the Midwest is like watered down South, like you've got the South, the Deep South, and then the Midwest is like a watered down version of the Deep South.
Saskatchewan is just watered down
It's watered down
Midwest.
Midwest.
It's basically water at this point, but it has that little bit of yeehaw.
Astrospiff, the guy I just mentioned, is from Saskatchewan, and he's the epitome of Southern hospitality, but he's Saskatchewan hospitality. So he gives me a good
Back to
impression. I think Saskatchewan goes directly below Manitoba.
yes, Saskatchewan, it's Calgary, I think. Or is no, Calgary's in Alberta. I'm fucking stupid. We'll get there when we get there.
What's the next one?
Ontario, yours truly. I
Okay,
can talk a
absolute
lot about
legends, because
Ontario because
Ontario is by far the most populous, by far just the most
most
interesting to me,
important.
because it also has an urban.
What does Ontario have? Ontario has Ottawa, which is the nation's capital. It has Toronto, which is the nation's largest city. We have Niagara Falls. We have me, which is the most important figment of Canada.
Absolutely. It has you,
We
Scurry.
have
It has you, Scurry, New
me,
Vegas.
Scurry, New Vegas. It's the one that actually has shit going on. There's like significantly throughout history. Um, Culturally rich, very diverse. I mean, I live in like one of the most popular. I live in the most populated areas. Like I live in the furthest south of Canada, and my work, we have all kinds of people. I know all kinds of people. There's tons of, and with an extremely large population of like Punjabi immigrants.
Hmm.
You know, it's weird how many Punjabi immigrants specifically come to like this area of the country, but like not in a bad way.
It's like how Midwest has a lot of Hispanic immigrants.
Exactly. This one is British Columbia, which is the
It has British in the
it's
name. I'm putting it in the bottom of bootleg. Next one.
based. That's the Yukon.
Okay, Yukon. They have gold, or they used to. Then it
Yeah,
was all panned out.
they used to have it was all panned out and gone. Fucking assholes.
It has Yukon Trail, which is the sequel to Oregon Trail. That was cool. Cool game. It has a trail bike in it. Any Brutal Moose fans in the audience?
Me, I'm not in the audience. I'm on
You like
stage. But
you know Brutal Moose?
yes, I know Brutal Moose.
I didn't know you knew Brutal Moose before he did fucking food reviews.
Yeah, I didn't know Brutalist before I did cook food reviews.
He doesn't do cooking. He does microwaved meals, and he made an ARG. That was interesting. Can he can he be can he even really be credited for this when I'm only thinking of him because he made a video on the Yukon Trail? Yeah,
No,
I say Yukon gets Brutal Moose, so it goes in the bottom of made some points. So bottom of A tier. All right.
Newfoundland and Labrador, a Canadian thing,
Wow,
at least.
wow, that flag is bad. It's so bad.
I
It's like
know.
it's a
It's,
deconstructed Union Jack, but with
these
also some
motherfuckers,
yellow.
these motherfuckers, they oversimplified the Union Jack.
Oh my god.
we
It has it
have
has
the
it
name
has two
for-
cool breeds of dogs.
yes.
Labradors are nice. I know some very
Newfoundland
nice
and
golden
so
labs.
Newfoundland and Labrador is kind of like its own thing. Because it's like Newfoundland and then there's Labrador. But they're one province.
I don't get
We typically, though, the stereotype of Newfies is they're fucking stupid and they can't drive.
it. That seems racist.
No, how is it racist? We're all Canadians here.
Kind of just
I
there.
mean, it's the same. It's the same thing here with like the fucking the Quebecers. How they're
We'll
just
we'll
arrogant
we'll
French
do
bastards.
Quebec. We'll do Quebec last. I placed it on the tier list before the video even started, but we'll talk about it last.
Yeah, Alberta. You
Alberta's
know,
another one that I've
Alberta.
heard of. Alberta, Ontario, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan
Manitoba.
kind of run together in my head, frankly.
Yeah, because those are the big
Those are the
provinces.
big ones that people actually care about, and then also Quebec.
Yeah, and then also Quebec. But that's because haha Quebec.
Quebec people care about Quebec for entirely different reasons. It's like barely
Um,
Canada.
Alberta also does a lot of farming, but it also does a lot of oil and like resource extraction. That's where a
Alberta,
lot of the beer
Manitoba, and
is.
Saskatchewan just kind of seem like the triplets that get to be like they're the B team after Ontario. Ontario is its
Yeah,
own like entire
Ontario,
like A
Ontario,
team, and then those three
Ontario,
pick up its slack.
Ontario is the main character. The other three,
They're the
Manitoba,
supporting
Saskatchewan, and
cast.
Alberta, are the supporting cast, and Quebec's the main villain.
Everyone likes the big three, but they're not the
And, the,
best.
and then Quebec's the villain who nobody likes, and the Newfies are the fucking comedic relief character.
Alberta made some points.
And finally, Nova Scotia. The only thing I can say that is relevant in Nova Scotia that I can immediately
They
think
do
of,
have a Scottish flag on their flag
yes.
and a
The only thing I
lion.
can say about the only thing I can think about Nova Scotia at the top of my head is Halifax, and that is because Halifax is kind of cool, and also there's a big
Halifax is the
flaky.
only like the this list on Wikipedia that just says it has the name and postal abbreviation of the province, and then cities. It shows the largest city and the capital, or it doesn't like split them if they're the same. Halifax is the only one of these cities to have a citation, and I'm curious what the citation's about. Nova Nova Scotia dissolved of cities in 1996. It doesn't have cities.
What?
Nova
Hold on.
Scotia does not have cities. That's funny.
Where the fuck are you reading this?
Nova Scotia dissolved of cities in 1996 in favor of regional municipalities. Its largest regional municipality is therefore substituted in exchange for the biggest city. So it doesn't have cities
Funny.
from a legal
So
standpoint.
what do you think of that? How you like them apples?
I was going to put it in the middle, in just kind of just there, but I'm putting it at the top of made some points. It goes top of A tier because that's funny.
Because we don't have cities. We just
They
have
don't have cities.
they dissolved the idea of cities.
Now, rounding out the back end, Quebec.
Quebec. The French.
So, Quebec
There's
has it
there's
has
two kinds of
Carnival.
people
It
in
has
this world.
Carnival, which is cool. Carnival is a
There are two.
yearly celebration of winter. It has an
There
ice
are
castle at it. They make an ice castle
there are
fresh every year that you can get married in, and I want to get married in that someday because that would be really cool.
I
But
did there.
even Carnival has Bonhomme, and nobody likes Bonhomme. He's scare
There
me.
are two
He
kinds.
be
There
scare
are two
me.
kinds of people. There are two kinds of people in this world: the Quebecois and the people who hate the Quebecois. They are like the closest thing we have to modern day Nazis that aren't modern day Nazis. We
They're
fucking
the
hate the
Canadian
Quebecois.
Floridians.
Yes, exactly. Well, actually, I think more accurately with like the pretentiousness of them, it's better to just call them Canadian Californians. They like huff their own farts. They're fucking
They
stupid.
are literally the reason in the US we we have the stereotype, or I guess just globally, there's the stereotype of Canadians being really nice, but French Canadians being assholes. And when people say French
Yeah,
Canadians, they mean people from Quebec.
people from Quebec, exactly.
And it's like Quebec has
Because
cool shit in
Quebec,
it. They've got Montreal. Montreal is nice. Quebec the city is nice,
Quebec City is nice. Yeah, they
but
got
not the
Carnival, which
people.
are beautiful forests. But the fucking people, ugh. That's the main reason why I'm never going to Quebec.
You are going to Quebec. No,
No,
you are going to Brazil. No. Yeah, fuck Quebec,
fuck you.
man.
Lowest of the low.
Thou,
You
thou crawler,
thou
thou
crawler, thou
cringer, thou smallest of the
the
small.
smallest of the small.
Fuck you, Quebec.
Fuck, fuck you, Quebec, to the bottom, to the fucking bottom of the tier list with you. So you got any thoughts before we round this episode out and immediately go record the next one?
Um, so between all of these states and provinces, who do you think is the best?
Out of all of the states and the provinces at once, or out of all the
Out
states
of
and
all
out
of
of all of
them,
the provinces?
everything. So essentially, it's between Ontario and Alaska. Who's better?
Ontario.
Really? Just because of you?
We have Toronto. Just because of me, I hard carry.
You hard carry the entirety of Ontario.
Yeah, I mean the NERB meta is too overpowered.
The nerd meta.
The NERB meta. Why are you acting as if it's a joke?
Because it is a joke. You fell out of
It's not a
style after
joke.
the 43.0 update.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill
They
yourself
nerfed your
too.
Pierce from 4 to 1. You're completely. You've been destroyed. You
Gone.
can't even handle round 63 on your own anymore, man.
What about you? Which one do you think's the best? If you had to, what's one, which arbitrarily
You
designated
know,
region of North America is the best?
there's one saying that can really encapsulate my feelings on which state slash province is the best between both of these countries. And that phrase is thank God for Mississippi.